Hi, I'm Peter Boyles. This is Post Game. You see it on the website. Welcome to December 29, 2017, Colorado Inside Out Live, the Post Game. It's a special web-exclusive production here on Channel 12, and lucky enough to get it, I'm Peter Boyles from 710 KNUS. We put the band back together again. These are the guys and men and women celebrating the end of our historic 29th season with a special look ahead for 2018. Some special guests who have been part of the show for the longest time, and it's been 25 years. People being affiliated with this. I love this question. Nobody knows it's coming. How has being affiliated with Channel 12 in this show harmed your professional careers? Miss Calhoun, my secretary, Miss Calhoun.
Right, exactly. I've been accused of being your secretary. So when I started here 25 years ago, I was the editor of Westward, and I'm still the editor of Westward. So I can say that has been no change. What has been interesting is people will return my phone calls now who wouldn't before because of the power of television and public television. People will get really scared about what we're going to talk about on this show, which is always really fun. They'll call and want to hype things that they want us to talk about. But,
or why don't you?
Right, exactly. Great moments, like when we had lunch with the lawyers from Brodsky and Hyatt, who had bought all the tapes from the show because they were scared about what we were talking about.
True story.
That was a great Channel 12.
True story.
So I would say it has elevated my professional profile.
For 25 years, you're the heart and soul of this, and I hope 25 years from now, you're here and doing exactly what you're doing
Talking
now.
about pop.
Indeed. David, has it harmed you?
Well, like Patty, since the first time I showed up on Colorado Inside Out, since then I've never gotten a promotion at work. It has certainly harmed my professional career in terms of ever being on Channel 6.
Yes.
I was on Channel 6 one time, and I found out that Channel 12 is very loyal, but does not like anybody dating around with other public TV stations.
That's wonderful. Big man?
Well, high blood pressure was my problem when Danny Newsom was at the table.
I miss
God
Dan.
bless Danny Newsom. If you watch the 25th anniversary special, and everybody should, it was so well done. Danny turned out to be right about a few things, and yet we would get in spirited debates, and nothing about it was fake. And the other day, my youngest son said, "Where'd you get that Emmy?" And I was able to play the 1959 edition with David and Patty and Kevin, and I was smoking cigarettes, and my kid said, "You smoke cigarettes?" I got to play my father's side, and I think he was honored by it. I hope he was. Here's to you, Pops.
Kevin now is the only guy really that ever worked on this job that went on to a real job.
I don't know. I looked at it the other way because, you know, I tell people, I think I can say this because we're only on the web, but I tell folks that I used to cover the bastards. Now I am a bastard. But, you know.
But I wish all the bastards were like you.
But you know, to be able to be in that position of being at the newspaper for all those years and to cover local government and then to be demoted into being part of it, I think this show, actually, I'll tell you what, when we knocked doors in Southwest Denver, folks said, "Hey, I see you all the time on Channel 12. I'm going to vote for you." You know, I had people who said, "Oh, you worked at the Rocky Mountain News. I'm going to vote for you." Some people said, "Hey, you're Irish. I'll vote for you." Some people said, "You're Irish. I won't vote for you." But overall, I think it's been a positive thing.
That's wonderful.
It really has.
Eric, you've been on the show. How many years?
I don't know. Sometime in the late '90s, I started. I can't track
20?
track the date.
20?
Yeah, 20.
Sure.
I'll echo Craig for 1 second. Danny Newsom is somebody a lot of our longtime viewers remember and know. They loved her. They hated her. Danny should be here today. I think our viewers need to understand she was invited, had a work conflict, couldn't do it. But Danny was one of those people, and I fought with her, not as intensely as Craig or David, but I fought with her as well. But is a wonderful human being, and even more so off the show.
I told people that. I mean, they'd fight all the way out in the hall, out in the street, yelling at each other and get in the car and drive away. Next week, it was all right. Come on back in. Let's do it again.
Exactly. I would just say, I don't know that it had an effect on my professional career. To the extent it did, it was probably positive. It had an effect on my personal life in the sense my kids hated it because we'd be out in public, whether it was at a hockey game, a baseball game, out to dinner. And television is television, and so people recognize you and would come up and have a conversation, and it led to some of the most perfect eye rolls on the part of my then teenage kids that you could ever imagine.
Coach.
The impact for me has been in my political career. It's been interesting. Since I've been on the show, I've had people criticize me and say, how dare you say something nice about Lindsey Graham and John McCain? And I have to explain, nobody's wrong all the time. Even they get stuff right. And then I've had some Democrats who have expressed some concerns that I have the nerve to criticize them on the air being a fellow Democrat, but it's all fair. A bunch of Democrats are wrong.
I'll tell you a story, Eric. This is a true story. I'm a young kid disc jockey. Started out working with my mentor, Bob Lee, and we got to work with Dolly Parton. This is a true story. And Dolly had broken from Porter Wagner. That's how long ago this is. She was appearing by herself. And she came out and did the radio show with us on old KLAK on Hamden. And I've written about this. And when Dolly came in, we did 6 to 10. She came in about 8:45 in a limo. And it was like in the motion picture of the birds. When she's sitting outside the schoolyard, then there's 2 birds, 4 birds, 10 birds. Pretty soon the whole jungle gym is covered with birds. People start showing up in the parking lot because she was Dolly Parton. And we're working for a guy who said, here's what we're going to do. We're all going to get around Dolly. We're going to make a circle. We're going to get Dolly into the limo and get her out of here. She said, stop. She said, you see these people? She said, everything I have in life, I have from them because they recognize me. And I watched her walk out into that parking lot, when this is before cell phones, take pictures, sign autographs, because she knew that being recognized was everything. And the other person I saw do that, John Elway. And I watched John Elway at training camp in a golf cart, kids running up with footballs. No cameras are on, he's by himself. And he's inking footballs. And I always thought, man, if you ever have the opportunity, somebody says, I like your show or watch what you do, take 20 minutes, shake their hand, thank them, always leave a big tip. That's all the time we have for Colorado Inside Out post game this week. Leave us a comment, and I'm gone, so it's okay. I'll be back in 25 years. Dominic's got the con again. These guys are all going to do the radio show with us, so thank you all for watching. Happy New Year from everybody here at Channel 12. Thanks again.